Alright, this is a ZF5hp19FL. It looks like a rear-wheel drive transmission, but it's actually front-wheel drive. I got the diff out. Somebody tried working on this before. They ruined the case, so I have to replace the case and the diff assembly. But you got to take the diff out first when you're taking the trans apart, because you won't be able to get part of the back of the pump out. You'll break it if this shaft ain't out. So you got to take this out first. It's very easy. Take these bolts out, pull it out, take this bolt out and pry that out. 3 bolts around it. And on the top here, you got some gears that sit there. You can take that off too. But that's all I have taken apart on here. Now I'm going to start taking the valve body off. Alright, I like to unplug everything first. You don't have to unplug all the solenoids, just leave them as an assembly. Just take the valve body out. You can unplug that one. And this one here, I like to use my little pinger tool and just pop that out, and it unplugs. And this one here, really greasy. When you get that out, just kind of push that forward. It's got 2 O-rings on there. Now, all these Torxes, all the T40s, take them out. Now pay attention, if you're going to put a used transmission in, make sure these codes match up, because it'll be a different gear ratio. This one came out of a 2003 Volkswagen Passat, 1.8 liter, and that code is EZS. Now if this was a diesel Passat, like a 2004, 2005, this code would be a GMR, and you can't use this transmission. It won't fit in a diesel because these gear ratios are different. I'll show you on one of these. Well, actually, I don't have one part right now. Yeah, I don't have one apart, but the gears that go back here, they have different teeth, like less teeth on a diesel for lower RPMs. And it won't work. We tried it. I've done a lot of experimenting with this transmission with different years, like the 6 cylinders, the 4 cylinders, the diesel. So if you have any questions with what part works with what, just message me, because I did a lot of trial and error with this transmission. See if there's any more of these. Usually 1 more, 2 more. Yeah, there's got to be another one here. Here. Okay, it's loose now. Kind of take it out. Just like that. Make sure your manual valve's not broken. A lot of times they break. It's common for these to break. Okay. The next thing I like to do is take these out. Now, They do make a special tool that you can buy according to the rebuild manual. It's a special German tool, which I've tried to buy and really hard to locate. I've been doing this on the last few ones. When they're hard like this, a little harder, but you gotta take these little rubber things out. A little harder. It came halfway out, if you can see that. There's no easy way to get these out, okay? Okay. Like that. And if you don't booger it up too bad, you can reuse them. But this one here I cut. I can't reuse this one. But that's how I do it. That's just a little trick. I just use a long bolt, pull them out. And if you don't, you got to pull these out because you won't be able to get the pump out. And there's 3 more in here once we take these springs out that you have to take out. Now that's the easiest way. When you're using this, don't wiggle it, just pull straight out. It's not easy to use. It's not easy. And pull a little slow, like that. Just like that. Grab me. If you pull slow like that, I can actually reuse these because I'm not breaking them. And they're expensive because they only come in a kit. A rebuild kit is pretty expensive on these. And you'll see that you'll have 1 or 2 that is just really on there. And it doesn't matter if you booger up the inside part of this, because that's not what seals, it's the, see, this one's almost out. It's the ends that seal it. Keep slipping out of there. Get a little deeper. There we go. There we go. Some of them are a little tighter. And I just taught myself this trick. I'm not sure how other people do it. It's not a really easy way to do that. Do not use a pick. See, that one came out real easy. If you use a pick, you're just going to damage it. There's no way you're getting it out with a pick. Even after you rebuild one, put new ones in there, and you have it apart right away, the pick ain't going to do nothing. Now these, you can use a special tool, but they just kind of pull out most of the time. I'll just use a tool. Okay. See this. Gotta flip it. Springs in here. It doesn't matter, they're all the same size spring, so it doesn't, you don't have to put it in any order. Same spring. And these also have little rubber things in there too. And I use the same tool. I use this one because it's long, goes in there, and these are a lot shorter. So, see, there we go. We pulled it out, and you know, most of the time you can salvage them and reuse them. If you're just trying to fix this thing, trying to see what's wrong with it. I try to save as many as possible because they only come in a kit, and yeah, these rip. If I'm gonna do this one again, I have to buy a new rebuild kit. But at least it takes them out. And you can soak them with, you know, oil if you want to. That one on there. Okay, that one came out easy. Got one more of these, and it's a little harder. Make sure you can see it. Okay. I use a rag just as leverage. It's kind of hard to grip it. Yeah, this one's hard. Might have to use a pry bar or something. Came out a little bit. It's coming out. It's just a problem child. Let's see if I can use a pry bar. Something. Let's see here. Yeah. Pulling out's the only way. And sometimes you might have to find a bigger bolt. Might with this one. Oh, there we go. Just gotta keep working at it. This one's out now. They look like? They look like a piece of a rubber hose. That's basically what it is. Okay. Now that those are out, I'd like to go ahead and take these out too. Don't damage it. Output speed sensor, input speed sensor. Okay, that's all I'm going to take apart right there. Now I'm going to take the pump apart, pump bolts out. Let's see. Okay. Now these, if they're full of dirt, take the dirt out because you do not want to strip one of those heads. It's not fun having to take it out. See if this thing's gonna work. Yeah. Always press when you're doing that because you get it as deep as possible without stripping it. And it's a common problem for these pumps to go bad. A lot of times the bushing wears out and it'll spin and it'll ruin the pump body. This part right here. You can buy them anywhere. They sell some all over the line. And TigerTransmissions.com, you can get a lot of parts for these. Also sell remans for the gas burners, the diesels, the TDIs. If you're looking for a good built a GMR ZF5hp19FL, go to TigerTransmissions.com or call the number on there. Okay, I'm gonna use a pump puller for this. And I just like to stick. This is a 19mm socket. I just like to stick it on there so it doesn't ruin the input. Okay. It's kind of hard to get this pump out without one of these. And like I said, if you need this pump puller, special tools. You can get it on tigertransmissions.com. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're not that bad. They work so much better than without it. Okay. Pulls it out good. And right here, if you don't have this shaft out of here, you're gonna break a part right here. You're gonna break apart. There's a piece that bolts to the back of the pump that I'm pulling out. I'll show you. So make sure to take your shaft out first, especially if you're working on a diesel one, GMR. See, the shaft goes in here, and there's just a little piece right here that if you try to pull this out, it'll break. And the first one I ever worked on, I broke one because I didn't know how to take this out, but it just comes out easy. Yeah. Very common for the snap ring groove to break out. And if you're working on a diesel and you have a gas burner transmission laying around, all these parts will work, even if it has less clutches. And all the parts inside will work. The only parts that won't work are the actual gears in the back that are different gear ratios. They'll throw codes if you try to use a different transmission, but all these other parts will work. And this goes right here. We're going to take this apart, see what the clutches look like. Tight in there. Okay. Flip them over. Not bad. Over. Tell these are getting warm. These are always going to be warm. Now they sell this piece, just this piece, because I'm sure if you're working on one, a lot of times this piece breaks. Sometimes they blow it at the snap ring, especially on the diesels. This groove is a lot higher, and so there's a lot of pressure on this weak aluminum, and it a lot of times breaks. Always check in here. Yeah. Take this apart later. Put drum. Clutches in here. So the camera stopped recording on me, so it didn't get any of me taking all that. It's all gutted, and you know, you just pull everything out, and you got to take this center support snap ring out. I just stuck a screwdriver right here, pried, and it comes up very easy. And you just pull this out. You can just pull this out and start pulling your output planet and everything. So it was almost gutted. It cut. I'm sorry I didn't film the rest of that. But got any questions, let me know. These are pretty easy to build. Parts are a little expensive. So if you need a reman or a rebuilt one or any kind of advice, just message us and we can really get one done for you. That's gutted. Now I'm gonna throw this case away because they messed it up trying to get that diff apart. Now The reason they did this is because this the pinion is very hard to get out. You have to press it out with a press. You gotta heat it up, press it out. That's why they had a lot of trouble getting that out. So if you don't have any damage to your diff, leave this in there. Leave the pinion in there. There's a seal and there's a snap ring that you take out. The seal's hard to get out and it's hard to put in. Everything about this is hard to work on, and they don't rarely ever go bad unless you run this low on fluid and it tore it all up. Then you have to replace all that or get another transmission, which would probably be easier for you. So got any questions, let me know.